welcome back inside K-Speedy Sports Extra. I'm Zach Fox. My goodness, we are already through the area round of the high school football playoffs, and we reached that time of the year where the seniors, well, they don't know if this is potentially their last game or not, and yet here we are, a team who had to battle from the very beginning. By as much as 23, they were down at halftime and battle all the way back to claim the area title. We're talking about the Seminole Indians. 37-6, the final, as they get that big win on Friday over Wichita Falls Hershey as they claim that district title. Next to speak with head coach Greg Pointer. Coach, 22-0, 30-7 at the half, and you climb all the way back to claim the title, 37-36. Is that easily maybe at least the top 5 of the games that you've been a part of?
Oh yeah, no question. In fact, I think that's probably number 1 of all the games we've been a part of.
Well, take me through just the roller coaster of it all. Obviously, a lot of maybe nerves and whatnot, getting back to area, and then just have that up and down of a game, but being able to hoist that trophy in the end had to be the best.
Yeah, we came out. We were really nervous. We're a pretty young team. Got a lot of sophomores that started, and a few juniors. That was their first big game, and man, we were nervous to start with. We made a lot of mistakes. But one thing I was just super proud of these guys, that they just kept battling. And I told them at halftime, when I called them together and I told them, I said, hey, there's been a lot of games when you're down like this and you don't feel like you have a chance, you're just wanting to get that game over with. But I said, I don't feel that way. I said, I think we're better than they are. I said, I think if we can play, we're going to come back and beat them. And to those guys' credit, shoot, they said, Coach, we got it. And no panic at halftime, came out and got after them. Speaking
of halftime, like I said, 30-7 at that point. This is a team who averages 50 points a game leading up to that halftime right there. What was the change maybe in the locker room? What do you have to do now to try and grease the wheels and get this thing back rolling again?
It's funny. We really didn't change our game plan hardly at all. We had just made some really uncharacteristic mistakes, things that we hadn't done all year. And, we snapped the ball over our head. We missed a blocking assignment. We dropped some passes. We, made a couple of bad reads. It was just stuff that I think had a lot to do with nerves. But that's why I think we felt so confident as a coaching staff, because, we had one drive where we just moved it all the way down the field and just scored immediately. We felt like we could move it on them, and we felt like we could score a lot of points in the second half.
And then on the opposite side of the ball, you got the defense who allowed 30 in the first half and then just shut out to just 6 in the second half. So both sides of the ball playing complementary to each other.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. They got in a couple of sets that we really hadn't seen, and they were running a blocking scheme that was a little different than what we had practiced. And, credit to our coaches, we came in the halftime and felt like we did a really good job of fixing that. And really to the kids, a couple of them, in fact, they stopped us before we got in the locker room. They said, hey, Coach, here's what's happening to us. Fix it. And so, we got together and we were able to fix it. And I thought, man, to me, that was the biggest difference. I just thought our defense played awesome in the second half and controlled the game. And we, like I said, I think we knew we could score. And once we started shutting them down, I think even Hershey got a little nervous about that.
Let's hit the rewind button. Last year, you make it to area, you're taking on Godly. You're down 41-34. You have the touchdown, make it 41-40. The extra point, no good, and that ended up being the difference maker last year. Fast forward to this year. You make it to area once again. A back-and-forth battle. It takes a heroic second half, and it comes down to the leg of the same kicker in Rowan, and he puts it through with 2 seconds to spare, and now clinch you guys to the next round. Take me through the life of a kicker, having to come back and have ice in your veins.
To me, that was the neatest part of the neatest story of the whole game. Rowan last year, it wasn't Rowan's fault. We kind of had to sub him late as a kicker. We didn't have our deep snapper that game. Our timing was off, but we made a big comeback in that game. We were down 15 points really late in that game. Scored, got the 2 points, scored again, and we're going to kick it and try to go into overtime, and we missed the extra point. And so we knew he was going to make it. Stepped up, had ice water in his veins, and got to kind of redeem himself from last year. So that was a neat deal.
Absolutely. And this year, you're looking at it, year 3 for you. You get past the area round for the first time since 2017-18 season. Nearly half the team here is seniors. I mean, we talked beforehand. It seems like if there's any time to continue and potentially hit that state title, it's now.
Yeah, we got great senior leadership. Our O-line and a lot of our D-line, that's, the most important part of our team. They're seniors. They're playing great. And we got a lot of young guys that are super talented that that don't know any better. And so, yeah, we think this is the year for us to make a run.
Absolutely. Well, in order to do that, you got to take on take on Glen Rose next round on Friday. I guess what have you kind of seen so far with maybe some of the film, and what do you kind of expect on Friday?
Yeah, they're really good. Of course, I tell these guys all the time, when you get to this point, everybody's good, and Glen Rose is no exception. They're really good. They, if you look at through district and their 2 playoff games, I mean, they are just killing everybody. They're scoring 1 million points and not giving up very much. But I told our guys even before last week, I felt like round 2 was going to be as tough as it was going to get for a little while, and I felt like if we could get through round 2, we had a good chance at round 3, and I think it's another game that if we play our best, that we got a really good chance to win.
Good stuff. We'll see how things go. Best luck on Friday.
Appreciate
but first up, let's hear from some of those players. All right, bring it on the junior. Everybody's talking about Rowan. You had to come down to your final kick for the 2nd year in a row. I guess take me through those final moments. You see your team put you in that position leading all the way up to those final 6 seconds, and now you're heading out for the 2nd year in a row, area all over again. Take me through, I guess, your emotions leading up to that big kick.
First of all, I was just nervous, just thinking about last year, all the pressure that was put on me, just coming in late, and I was real nervous. I was isolated on the sideline from everybody. Coach Baker actually wouldn't let anybody come up and talk to me just so I could get focused, stay locked in. And right before that, just said a little prayer in my head, getting ready to go kick the field goal, and it was just nerve-wracking.
Of last year, you don't want to think about it too much, but as soon as you kicked it, I'm sure you knew that you got all of it and that it's going through. I guess that moment of vindication that I was able to redeem for what happened last year. I guess how big did that truly mean for you?
Oh, it was great. I was super excited, just because last year it didn't work out for us, and this year put it right through.
Alrighty, Jalen, one of the many seniors on this team. I guess how big was that win for you guys to not only get the win, but in the fashion that you guys were able to do it, a tough first half, but that defense really shutting things down the second?
I just think we really came together. Halftime was a little rough. We just told each other, don't look at the score, just go out there and play football. Play how you know how to play. And we just got out there, did our job. Offense did their thing. We just trusted one another. It's a brotherhood. We never turned on each other. We just stayed together really good.
Talk about this community. You've been through it all with these guys, and now you're hitting a historical point for this team so far. But being able to put on a show in front of the community each and every Friday, I guess how rewarding is it to look back after a big win like that and see them in the stands for you guys?
They actually are a big part of why we won. They didn't turn on us. They're cheering every play, second half, cheering. Having a big community go to a game it just makes you play better. Seeing your families, your friends, the whole stands packed, it's just a good feeling. It makes you get a big play, you look up in the stands, everybody's cheering. It just makes you want to play better for your community.
The Seminole Indians, the End Zone Team of the Week. They'll battle Glen Rose on Friday for the start of regionals. KCBD Sports Extra returns after this.